What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Galaxy Battle. We're battling for entire galaxies up in this tournament. We got Game 2 Stars, which is consistent with the Galaxy Battle. Going up against Midas Club Victory. So far today, I've casted 3 games. First match was a quick 2-0. Each game was 20 minutes.
10 seconds
The last game, Game 1, was a 20-minute game as well. So, we may be able to achieve the fabled 2-0-2-0 with 2 20-minute games. Never happened to me before, but I guess it means I can go and do something else. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for the second game. Midas Club got dumpstered. Stars styled on them. In the lanes, they had pretty good rotations, and Midas Club's rotations, not for a lack of trying, just didn't work out quite as well. Definitely overestimating the tankability of some of the heroes, the damage perhaps of a Pugna, which as a pick was kind of mediocre to begin with, but yeah, they tried to make those rotations. Didn't work out. It just didn't work out any time, and Stars getting advantageous lanes, making those great rotations, and then just going super turbo mode at the end of it really showed up in that first game. That being said, Midas Club, with a little bit more of an assertive draft, can certainly put the screws back towards Stars, make it a little bit more of an even matchup. I don't think this matchup is as slanted as Game 1 would indicate that it is. So, we'll see. We'll see what Midas Club can bring to the table. And Undying, the first pick, seeing him quite a bit in this region and a little bit in these other regions as well. Definitely more so the aggressive hero. Stars are going to answer the Undying with the Gyrocopter, pretty much just the instant response. It's still a hero that, even though Gyrocopter is pretty good against the Undying and his Tombstone and whatnot, is a hero that has to worry about just getting beaten to death in lane, especially now with the Shadow Shaman. I don't know if this Gyrocopter is going to be going for a lot of homing missile or just a lot of rocket barrage. Seems like there's been a lot of priority on homing missile lately, but it is ultimately kind of player preference, since lots of rocket barrage can still get the job done, especially when you have setup for Bane, because Bane's Nightmare tends to isolate heroes, and of course Grip is going to isolate heroes as well, in which case Rocket Barrage is going to be an all-star, but up against Undying, up against Shadow Shaman, Missile can definitely get its value. We'll see. Either way, Stars are going to go with the Bane as well. A pretty safe early pick. You aren't really going to be like, damn, we shouldn't have picked that Bane. That Bane pick sure screwed us. No, he'll be fine pretty much every single time. Although, you do have to be careful somewhat. Bane does get a lot weaker when the enemy side has very long-range disables. Heroes, well, I guess, like Earth Spirit, it's not really a possibility anymore. It's not going to be picked. But, those type of heroes, like Earth Spirit, like a Death Prophet with a long-range AoE silence, a Storm Spirit who could very easily get on top of a Bane and kill him. Those are heroes you kind of have to worry about. But at the same time, those are the kind of heroes that Bane really does well against. If you're able to get a good angle, get that grip to stick on a Storm Spirit, man, you're not losing that fight. If you are losing the fight, you're probably losing the game, because there's nothing that could really bring you back into it from that deficit. They'll even try to protect their Bane a little bit by taking out the Legion Commander. Also, Legion Commander is a pretty decent hero at dealing with Gyrocopter. Speaking of that Storm, it's going to be taken out. Soothes has a mean Storm Spirit. We saw he still has the stuff with the Shadow Fiend. Hasn't really been a super premium pick as of late. But I don't think Shadow Fiend's skills deteriorate like that. I'm pretty sure it's like riding a bike. It's like once you land those raises, once you learn how to land raises, you'll always know how to land raises. And hey, nowadays you get rewarded even more for landing them. They'll pick up a Mirana instead. I don't know the last time I saw a support Mirana, so I'm assuming this Mirana is going to go mid. Up against the Queen of Pain should be a relatively even matchup. Now the great thing for Mirana right now is that she will, although probably have to deal with Undying and Decay Harassment, just zoning, is very difficult to actually kill off. Queen of Pain has 1 blink, Mirana has 3. Shadow Shaman's disables are very effective versus Mirana, but actually landing them on Mirana is not too easy, since Mirana, if she sees you even for a split second, she's going to be jamming that leap button. Landing Hex, landing Shackles is not a guarantee. Plus, of course, you have Mirana with the Bane, which is always a classic arrow setup. Midas Club, on the other hand, with a Queen of Pain pick, it's going to be a pretty safe and stable one. They don't have the last pick, so you might as well pick up your mid lane hero right now. And again, up against the Mirana should be a pretty safe lane for the Queen of Pain. So far, Stars still don't have that 4th position roamer. We got Slaughter still in. Spirit Breaker was banned out in the last game. Definitely do think that Spirit Breaker is kind of on his way out. but leave it to an SA team to pick it up again. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to be super unwilling to do that. It is kind of more difficult playing up against that Undying, however. 4 positions matching up versus Undying, there are very, very few, if any, that'll have a good shot at that matchup as far as diving in and not getting your ass handed to you. I think actually Ricky might be one that will be able to do that. At that point, though, you have to pick up Ricky. I love the hero to death. He's one of my favorite heroes, but... oh! Am I a god or what? How godly is this stream right now? Guys, you know, follow me on Twitter at Mike Loris. You drop a like on my Facebook page. Did I deserve that or what? Holy crap. I deserve at least a PogChamp from half of you. Holy crap. Okay, well, Ricky is going to be the selection here. And he is, in this situation, not that bad. You're going up against Queen of Pain. That giant AoE denial of the smoke screen is going to be absolutely huge for her. She can't go into that area. It's just a big dead zone. If you do catch her with a smoke screen, then you have lots of time to set up for an arrow, for a grip, all this other stuff to guarantee you actually get that kill. Also good against Shadow Shaman for very similar reasons. The Omni Knight is going to help out somewhat. You can make sure that your allies are repelled when they get hit with a smoke screen. Heal them up a little bit. Repel is also an absolute insane value tool up against Gyrocopter. Probably going to prompt the Gyrocopter to go for a little more of a Rocket Barrage-based build. With the Omni Knight and the Undying, they certainly have the ability to put the screws to stars. Going up against a Gyrocopter Bane with Omni Knight Undying is pretty clean. 2 super, super tanky, bulky heroes up against... You know, Gyrocopter Bane, who can put out some pretty decent damage in their own right, but when they don't have any strength, it's going to be pretty tough. Sand King Juggernaut immediately can be banned out as Midas Club will grab a Weaver. Stars have clunky disables to deal with that Weaver. Smokescreen is absolutely fantastic, as is the Grip, but actually making sure those land up against an Omni Knight is not easy. And Stars still looking for, I would imagine, their off-lane selection.
10 seconds remaining.
Who do they have that can actually answer a Weaver from the off-lane? Those type of heroes are not really super common. They can go for a Nyx Assassin. I could see that doing pretty well, though it might be overloading on Invis. That will be okay. Nature Prophet is already out. Beastmaster, is he in? Beastmaster is in. Would be a pretty decent pick here, I think. Yeah, it's the Goons up against the Undying. Tombstone has the Roar for the Weaver. Does pierce through, repel. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty solid offline pick if Stars are willing to play it. I don't know if I've seen them or really lots of SATs play it. Definitely Faceless Void is a lot more common than the Beastmaster. But I do think Beastmaster would have been pretty sick here. Either way, they'll pick up the Faceless Void, get their combos going. What the hell is Mirana riding? That is like a seahorse cat. Looks weird. But you know, you have the classic Faceless Void Gyrocopter combo. Giant AoE denial again when you're looking at versus Weaver. Catch him in the Chronosphere, you can easily focus him down. Queen of Pain, same thing. And if you capture the Omni Knight, well, he's not going to be healing many people now, is he? I don't mind the pick one bit. Although I am very interested to see how good this Ricky is going to do in this game. That's always a little bit of an X factor. Your 4 position always is. But Ricky is a little bit more so than usual because Earth Spirit, you can have wards. You can see him where he's kind of moving around. You still can roll in if you really want to. Of course, you're going to be in a lot of danger when you do so. When you're Ricky and you're moving around and you're spotted, if you don't have the sentries to clear out the enemy sentries, if you lose the detection wars, you just can't do anything. You wander around, you're slightly annoying, you poke and prod, you force some sentries to be picked up on the other end, and that's kind of annoying, but that's your entire 4 position, so the real downside is that of the Ricky. As opposed to a hero like Bounty Hunter, who does very similar things, Ricky, upon hitting level 6, doesn't suddenly all of a sudden become like an amazing hero. Tricks of the Trade is great, but it's not track. It's not going to be that I'm going to help out and get back into this game type tool that the Bounty Hunter has. So Ricky is inherently more risky. But he has more reward. If you're able to get those kills, if you're able to be annoying, set up courier snipes, then Ricky, as far as the 4 position is concerned, can do more damage than, I want to say, every other 4 position. Maybe Slaughter can do more. but you're doing significant damage if you're getting farmed as a Riki. It is absolutely terrifying. Either way, let's see who's going to be playing what. We got Jupiter playing the Faceless Void with a lot of regeneration and a zombie right around the corner. On the bottom end of things, Soothes is going to be on the Mirana. Sherlock is on the Gyrocopter. Nedbone playing that all-important Riki and got Lil King on the Bane. On the other end, Samurai is playing a hero that holds a hammer, which Samurais never use. I'm pretty sure that's not really what Samurais are supposed to be doing, and it will be, well, Samurai to grab that rune. Ultimately, 2-2 split, no big deal. Could have been 3-1 though. Dashka is on the 4 position, Undying. Boots first, got Arms on the Quap. RZS is playing the Shadow Shaman, and bottom lane it's going to be Go-To on the Weaver. And right now, Omni Knight not with Undying. Going to be going up towards the top lane by himself. Now, Faceless Void does have quite a bit of base damage, should be fine to deal with this lane, but this should be an advantageous lane just slightly for the Omni. He is pretty much completely immune to anything that the Faceless Void has to throw at him. We'll see what the Riki can do. We'll see what this Bane can do. Taking a couple tower shots. Brain Sap is great, but it's not that great. Go-To is going to have to face up against 2 heroes right now. The Homing Missile is not matched up against the Omni Knight, and Sherlock's in a lot of trouble here. Shackle should just be his death, as everyone's right-clicking him, and Nedbone, obviously you pick up Cloak and Dagger level 1. Can't really do much to help out a Gyrocopter. The downside of putting a Gyrocopter in this situation. Of course, Faceless Void probably would have died there as well. Either way, Soothes is getting a lot of help from Lil King right now. Top lane, we see the Omni Knight just slightly ahead. It's not really too relevant. This lane should be balanced out, but this bottom situation is a bad spot to be. One more shot from the Weaver. Got him. That did a lot of damage. There is another Shikuchi here, and the Riki can't help out. They need the Bane here. But at this point, it might be too late. This Gyrocopter walks in twice, gets killed twice. Go-To does give away his salve there, but yeah, Sherlock's going to say, I'm sorry. Feels bad, man, when you do that. Now in a full 3v3 situation, Dashka's going to be feeling himself. The Decay is going to be an absolutely incredible tool up against that Gyrocopter moving forward, and Bane, a tough nut to crack for sure, has picked up Enfeeble. We'll be able to drastically reduce this Weaver's damage. 61 minus 30, yeah. You heard of double damage runes? Have you heard of half damage runes? It's pretty much that. Still not really sure how they fight back, though. The Gyrocopter is a hero that, as powerful as he may be with these level 1 abilities, really needs level 3, 4 until he's ready to fight up against someone as powerful as an Undying. So this bottom lane already is looking really sour for the Stars side. Now, fortunately for Stars, they do have a mid lane that's going pretty well. Should stay pretty good, as the Queen of Pain Mirana matchup is fairly even, but Mirana already got a little bit of help. And you have a top lane that's pretty much going to be a wash. So a couple of losses on this bottom lane isn't going to be the end of the game for them, but this does look like a start of the game that's not going to be a 20-minute victory for the Midas Club side or anything like that, for either side, really. So it looks like we may break the streak that we have going for ourselves today. Ned is going to grab the bounty rune. There is no more detection here. Dashka is enfeebled as well. Ned's going to join the fray. They have a missile coming in. He is going to get a lot of health back from 2-man decay as well as that rip. And that will end up killing the Riki. One more shot from Go-To will give the Weaver his second kill of the game. Trying a little bit too hard to play aggressively on this bottom lane. I think Stars kind of have to just sit back and wait a little bit. I do think it's probably good at this point for the Riki to wander out, go somewhere else, try to get some experience through other means. His being on this lane is not helping enough to make it worth it. Gotta move out, maybe try to snag a courier. I don't know if he could snag an Omni Knight. He's only level 2 at this stage, though he does have Smokescreen. There's not enough damage from a Faceless Void to kill off an Omni Knight pretty much ever. So it's got to be over in mid lane where the Riki is going to have to try to help out. But there's a Sentry Ward here, so Arms is going to see him coming from a mile away. This bottom lane has to hit the brakes, and that's not what you want to be doing here. Unfortunately, the Weaver doesn't have much CS. Only 8 CS. I feel like he should have a lot more than that. But he has kills. You don't need to get creep kills when you can get nothing but hero kills. You'd ideally like to have both, though. So that's kind of going not terribly for Stars. But this Riki so far, 0 contribution, despite trying his hardest. It's just not something that a Riki can do. Unless he picks off a courier. Nah, shield is up. As long as someone is paying attention, the shield will always be there. He will not be able to beat this Omni Knight down. He'll smokescreen to prevent himself from getting purified in the face, but in the meantime, bottom lane, Shackle onto the Gyrocopter. Super long range Shackle. Sherlock is going to get help with the Enfeeble, but oh, the Soul Rip does so much damage. With this level 1 shock, it looks like. Yeah, it was a level 1 shock. Gyrocopter down again. They have to switch something up. Gyrocopter cannot keep returning to this bottom lane because nothing is getting done. He's just feeding kills. He's applying no pressure to the Weaver. He's getting doubled up in CS. They are being incredibly stubborn about this. I'm not really sure where you can go to get a better lane experience. Jupiter, if you send him down here, is just going to piss away his early start that he's had, which has been pretty good. And he's just going to get slammed in this bottom lane. But this bottom lane is on lock. There's really no way that they can kill off this Weaver. Maybe they can cheese out a Shadow Shaman kill. The damage on Gyrocopter is going to be non-existent, though. Going for Flat Cannon with that homing missile. Again, pretty good versus the Tombstone, but he's not even CSing. This lane is just a disaster zone for Stars, but they're sticking with it. Very foolishly, might I add. It's not going to be gaining them anything. It's in fact just actively losing them this lane the more they commit onto it. Oh, and RZS has an angle for Lil. He's a little bit slower. There's a smoke screen here. They will be able to cancel that Shackle. Missile still going into this Weaver. It will plank him, but they don't really have enough damage for this, especially with the Soul Rip coming in. Ned is going to be shackled up as well. There's detection, and they'll feed over another kill. Why are they still doing this? I don't understand what the point is. You gotta try to apply some pressure elsewhere. Your Gyrocopter lane is not working. Stop trying to make it work. It's not gonna work. Put the Bane up towards top lane. Try to get some harassment onto the Omni Knight. Leave the Gyrocopter there or send him to the jungle. Abandon the bottom lane if you have to. They're actively feeding the enemies by teleporting down here. Hey, it didn't work the first 5 times. Maybe it'll work the 6th time. You never know. Ricky was spotted moving into this bottom lane. Should have been, at least. Places are really deep obs. I'm not really sure what that's going to do for them. RZS and Dashguard just feeding off of this lane. Level 3 apiece. Level 3 is up on the Ricky. The Bane is level 2 only. But this Gyrocopter is... I mean, at least he's going for the build that helps him recover if they have stacks, which they don't. Because no one's actually moving around from this bottom lane. Flat Cannon is a pretty good spell. But when you don't have damage, it's a pretty bad spell. It doesn't do anything. Jupiter has a Chronosphere, though. This is going to be the Star side first movement in. They're going to land a Chrono immediately. Their TPs are going to be coming in. Arrow is going to fall, but they do take down the Queen of Pain. Samurai is here. Purify onto 2. There's no... What? He just didn't leap? Okay, I mean, I guess sometimes you just don't leap. Faceless Void is dusted. Has a Time Walk up to the high ground. Won't really heal him a lot, but will have the salve. And we'll be able to get out of there. I don't know why Mirana didn't leap a single time there. Leap is only level 1. It wouldn't really helped her, but it's much better than sitting back and doing nothing and dying. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I like the move there. Put the Faceless Void in the mid lane. Use the Chronosphere to try to accelerate the Mirana. But upon seeing those 2 TPs in, and they saw it immediately, there's definitely vision there to see from this range the TPs coming in. As soon as you see that, you gotta think, okay, we have to think of our escape plan. We're getting this kill. We have that in the bag. How the hell do we get out of here without losing anyone? And the answer is, you gotta leap away. You gotta Starstorm and immediately turn around and leap. And obviously that didn't happen. Omni Knight did TP in for that. No one was on the top lane in the meantime. Sentries are being dropped every which way. But the Sentry War is going to be won here by the Radiant. As long as they have sentries, Ned can do nothing. And that's just the shitty part about playing a Riki. You'll smoke screen to do things, and then that's all you can do. Will is going to grab the bounty rune at least. Straight TP out. He doesn't need to. So what can Soothes do to actually really salvage this game? Because Sherlock is getting his ass handed to him. It is not a pleasant game to be Gyrocopter. I feel like this always happens with Gyrocopter games that I've seen. Like, I have not seen a Gyrocopter do well in a single game. Maybe it's because I'm cursed. Maybe it's because the hero is bad. We'll never know. He does have a pretty heavy nuke. 3 points in homing missile. With enough mana to cast it with the stick charges. We'll try to set up for top lane, but again, this is going into an Omni Knight with Repel and GA. Suits is going to run in, try to cheese arms out. Has the leap and the haste rune, will be just fine. Chronosphere does land onto the Omni Knight. Here comes the Plink. Chain Stun is good. Brain Sap, they already used it. Purification is there, plus the Repel and the GA. No magic, no physical, no fun allowed. The Omni Knight is going to slip out. Jupiter has a time walk away from this Weaver, so he'll be fine. Sherlock has another missile as well. Gets purified, though, on the Weaver. Sets up a missile. Stick charges with the Moonlight Shadow. There's a decay. It looks like they will be fine. Time dilation onto the Weaver, and the tower dive is going to really punish Midas here. Dashka's pretty tanky, and he will be able to slip out of here, I think, unless more heroes are coming in. No, they're not. Samurai's here with the Soul Ring. He'll be able to heal up that Undying, but they get the kill. Not the kill they were looking for, but perhaps even a better kill, and looking for another. Onto RZS. Star Storm going to hit pretty hard, but the wand is pretty full. The stick, rather. They get the shackle onto the Riki. Invisibility. Well, there's dust now. Ned is going to smoke screen, but the mischance is not going to be good enough. Omni Knight just swinging wildly in the smoke, slams a little Satyr and gets the kill. Midas, 5 kills, but less than a 1k lead. It's looking really good for Midas, but the lead that they have certainly isn't something that Stars can't come back from. Especially now that they have shifted up their lanes. Sherlock on top lane. That kill on the Weaver especially. Diving a tower like that into a missile, that is costly, man. As a Weaver, you can't afford to make those type of plays. We see, though, the tankiness of the Omni Knight as well. The stuns on Stars are pretty good. It'll get better once they have grip. You get a kill every single time there if you have a grip for the Omni Knight, but dude's tanky as all hell. And he's going to go for a Force Staff next. Interesting. Definitely a nice item versus that Riki. That's 90% of the reason why you get Force Staff in this game as opposed to any other starting item as Omni Knight. You don't want to deal with that smoke screen. And you get out of the call down as well. Let's say that's the other 10%. Jupiter is with the double damage rune. Just gotta watch out for these disables, though. The Riki as well. There's no True Sight in time, though. Ned is gonna smoke screen himself, but that doesn't help. He's gonna go down for like the 6th time, 4th time only. Feels like 6 times. They're trying to make this bottom lane work just by walking in. Decay, time walk will get him no health. They shock him to death. How many times do they have to go in this bottom lane and die before they realize we can't actually contest this bottom lane? You would think the answer to that is like 2 or 3. Like at a certain point, Riki, you're just not doing jack down here. He's still going down there though, and he's still feeding. Maybe he'll get the tower deny. Looks like he has a chance. No, can't quite get it. Off on the south end of things. Missile is going in towards Dashka. Double leap in, double stars, and the missile will get the kill. And they escape cleanly. Moonlight Shadow is spotted. They will find the Shadow Shaman. Call down will miss though. And now RZS, he's thinking about turning around. Can't quite do it. Soothes has no more leap charges. Arm's gonna jump forward. TP out. Soothes is gonna take a Sonic Wave to the dome. Still not enough damage. Mirana will survive in base. Everyone else will retreat cleanly, it looks like. No True Sight here for the Riki to catch up to him. So they do get a kill on the Undying. That is, at this point, not nothing. And beggars can't be choosers. Midas Victory aren't going to be feeling too bad about that one. Despite not getting the kill on the Mirana, still not the end of the world. The Gyrocopter call down was, let's say, less than stellar. Tried to go for the Shadow Shaman pick, and if you do land the call down, you probably get the kill, but again, you're going really ham for just these random supports. Not a great way to go. Jupiter has another Chronosphere, though. 3 points in Bash. It's quite substantial, though his closest target is an Omni Knight. No chance in hell for that kill. He's going to go for a Diffusal Blade. I'm pretty sure that's not what he wants to be doing here. Diffusal Blade, if it purged, would be great. Chronosphere, looking for it, onto 2. Arrow's gonna land onto the Queen of Pain as well, and she'll drop. I don't think they can kill off the Omni Knight. Grip is not leveled up yet. Plus, he's gonna Force Staff himself out of there. Somehow sneaks that in, despite looking like he was bashed. Purify, destroy Soothes and Jupiter's health pool. There's left 4 heroes in the area, though. Grip is here. Samurai will dodge the arrow, and they will team up to kill off this tower. TP coming in. That's the Shadow Shaman. Jupiter is in trouble here. He's going to get hexed up. Shackle is there as well. Weaver coming in from the back. Purify onto Jupiter. Will heal it all back, though. Tombstone is now deployed. Lil's pretty much screwed, and Jupiter will be dropped as well. Actually, Lil's not screwed. You know, he's going to be screwed soon. Zombie slowing him just a touch. Arrow will connect, but it will do nothing. They will lose 2 on the retreat stars. Tower was a trade as well on the top lane. Lost the tier 1, gained a tier 1. Could be worse, I suppose, but not really by much. Midas Club looking for another tower here. Arms does have a DD rune. Has a Sonic Wave very, very soon, and this tower will also fall. Ned, show me that deny. Let's see how insane you are. Smoke screen. If Force Staff go too out of it, and they won't even try for it. Well, not gonna happen today. But yeah, a Diffusal Blade on the Faceless Void is a very cost-effective damage tool. The thing is that it slows. How good is a slow? Well, up against Queen of Pain, it's not that great. Up against a Weaver, it's even worse. Up against an Omni Knight who just repel himself and walk away, it's not going to be doing all that much. So he's essentially just getting a cost-effective damage tool. And if you want that, just get Yasha. It's a cheaper item, it builds into Manta style, which in this game isn't incredible, but it will get you a lot more value, I think, than a Diffusal Blade. Again, if it purged, that'll be insane up against the Omni Knight, up against all these Midas heroes, really. Mostly the Omni Knight, I guess. But alas, that's not how the item works anymore. Dashka and Samurai both being scouted by Ned. Samurai is going to get missiled, but repel. Oh, they're going to grip him, but he's already repelled, so all of it is going to be blocked, including the call down. And Dashka is going to push everyone back. The Sonic Wave goes off wide. Still will kill off the Bane. The tower has been taken by Sue's retreat. Looks like it's going to be successful for everyone else. I mean, the combo there is really good if he didn't cast Repel on him beforehand. Yeah, once you land that Repel, you're just taking no damage. There's not enough physical damage here from Stars. Midas are just pushing forward. They have, I don't think, used the Serpent Wards yet.
Worthy tribute.
They will have a chance on this top tier too. At this point, Stars, I mean, despite the fact they do have Call Down and Chronosphere, I don't think they should be looking for a fight right now. Sooth's trying to pick a fight with the Weaver. That's not a winning fight there. I mean, it's not going to be a losing fight, but you're definitely not winning. And somehow land another Shackle. This time Smoke Screen is there. Chronosphere available as well. They will jump in. Chrono onto 2 again, right on the edge for the Omni Knight. In fact, his back is facing the Ricky. He doesn't have a Purification. Ned is not aware of that, though, and Jupiter just trying his best with the bashes. Oh my god, really? Are they going to get the kill here? Call Down will annihilate the Omni Knight. Jupiter showing up, man. They do missile the Queen of Pain. Long stun duration. Rocket Barrage is there with the Smoke Screen. Queen of Pain bashed to the Smoke Screen. Oh my god, Jupiter. That's why he's the king god. That's why he's the head honcho, the big cheese. Because he does shit like that. Show me that first hit bash. Give it to me. Oh, second hit bash. That's good too. It's a triple kill for Sherlock, who sure as hell did not deserve that. It was all supposed to go towards Jupiter. My god. But all of a sudden, the lead is gone for Midas. Conservative play there from Ned, first of all, backing away from the Omni Knight. Didn't know his Purification cooldown, but these Chronospheres, that's the second time the Chronospheres landed right on the edge for the Omni Knight. To add insult to injury, his back was facing the Ricky, so even more damage done, and even though Cloak and Dagger maxed out with no agility, he still has quite a bit of damage just by virtue of him being on the back of that hero. And all those bashes as well. Oh, Midas get cleaned up on the top lane. We have ourselves a real match now, guys. Gyrocopter call down with Chronosphere. Man, I did not expect the Faceless Void to be doing that well with the Chronospheres. Very patient on that one as well. And they are looking for more here. Lil, if he grips, if just a random Omni Knight versus Ricky Bane happens, they can kill the Omni Knight, I think. You grip him, you start back scratching him, but that's obviously not the case. Ned is going to not even dodge the Purification. Is going to land in a Tombstone, does dodge Decay, tries to TP out, and Lil's going to give him some assistance. We'll try to TP out as well, but this time he'll get caught. Whoops, indeed. Whoops, 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 thanks, whoops, whoops, whoops. You know what, Lil? That's okay. You tried your best, you tried to help out an ally, you got screwed over, it happens. It's the thought that counts. Bane will fall. And Bane's net worth is low and will most likely stay low, so it's not a terribly huge deal. Arrow will fly really wide as Soothes is not on the mark with that one. Is going to just push forward for his Manta Style. Is going to Moonlight Shadow up. Is that revealed to anyone? No, it's not. He is going to loop around, thinking about it on the Queen of Pain, but Quap with the Raindrop is going to take next to no damage there. Just waiting for that Quap to show up. Not going to happen. Whoops again. It's great. Stars are pretty much making this commentary for me.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Another... Oh, she blinks. She blinks, but there's no stuns here. Unless they have bashes. They have a silence and they have stars. They don't need anything else. The shield on the Curry will get it back to safety. In the meantime, the rest of the Midas Club side on the way towards that Gyrocopter. And a shackle on him, and he should be dying here. Purification with the zombies. The Tombstone is actually in range of the Ancients, so maybe they can clean some of these up. They don't have the best clearing here, but they'll take 2, 3, 4, the whole thing. And that's not like the best thing in the world for Midas's heroes. Like, they split the gold up. It's not a huge stack. It's mostly the fact they kill off the Gyrocopter and then twist the knife in by killing off the Gyrocopter stack. That's just gold that Gyrocopter's never gonna see again. Oh, Jupiter. Jump in, Chronosphere onto everyone. He has no backup though. The arrow is gonna come in. Doesn't down to the Shadow Shaman. Oh, there's a Guardian Angel here, and Jupiter now has overplayed his hand. He's got to fall back. They do force out the GA rather early. There is a grip in a pretty good spot available to them. They dust up, see the Ricky jump forward from the Mirana. Still RZS not dead just yet. They will take down RZS and they'll immediately buy back into the game. Ned needs a little bit of help here. He can try to go back into the Roche pit. Smokes up for himself. Has no blink out yet, so he will fall. No grip used either. They are just stalling out, waiting for the Gyrocopter to come back in. Grip blocked by the Lincoln Sphere. Call down coming in. Will do a lot of damage to arms. Will kill off the Quap. And also will kill off the Omnet with the arrow to land. The Shackle's onto the basis for him. There's no follow-up for him. He will have the time walk up to the high ground if he wants to. He's just battling up against Goku. Soothes gets the ultra kill with the Starstorm. Another whoops from Sherlock. And that, guys, is why Gyrocopter call down is a real ability and should not be underestimated. That was even with the Lincoln Sphere blocking the grip entirely. But Jupiter is playing like an absolute madman, and Sherlock, especially after stealing all those kills in the fight that happened in this area earlier, is actually working with quite a bit of damage at this point. He hasn't fully recovered. He is still, in fact, behind his Friendly Faces Void and Omni Knight, but man oh man is he doing the damage. Soothes, I think, just so happened to get all the last hits there. Probably it was not him doing all the damage in that point, but still, they end up crashing the Roche party, getting Roche for themselves, and getting a ton of kills to boot, and forcing the buyback on the Shadow Shaman, which isn't like super expensive. He's only level 10, but man, that's a cost that he really doesn't want to deal with. Lincoln Sphere is not going to work here, Weaver. Stars, time lapse, and he's back to the base. That is what we call a budget glimpse. That's what that was. Why use glimpse when you can use Sacred Arrow and Starstorm? These are the questions of our generation. A little bit of tower damage here. And RZS will hex up one of the illusions. Second one will not push the tower into deny range, so they still got that working for them. Ooh, hello, Queen of Pain. Was getting caught part of your master plan. There's a grip here, and a Faceless Void. How much damage do they have really, though? There is a Chronosphere, so they should have it locked up, although that was a little bit premature. It still works out well enough. Dashka will teleport out in the meantime. Top lane. Arrow. Oh, it landed onto the Weaver with the missile set up first of all. Oh, these stun combos are ridiculous. They're pushing hard on the mid lane. Serpent Wards are available once again. This tier 2 is in trouble. But Stars are picking up the early game pieces really, really well. The Serpent Wards, they're doing okay, I guess. But the problem is on top lane. Soothes got Manta Style, Butterfly next. You madman. He is going to be feeling pretty confident with that Aegis. Force Staff out from Samurai. Leap 1. Used by the Mirana. Has one more. With, of course, that extra life. Is going to look to use it right now. And try to just rush down that Tombstone. They do pick off RZS. Save the tower in the mid lane. That's an inconsequential kill compared to what's going on towards top lane. At least that's how I'll justify missing it. Arrow will go wide. Samurai is going to get smoke screen. Has a Force Staff out, but he's in a pretty bad position right now. Soothes still gets purified. Ned is well into trouble. Oh, we'll dodge a Sonic Wave. Okay, let's see some Ricky magic. Okay, never mind. He's dead. They do save the tower. They do lose only the Ricky.
Is under attack.
And Stars are doing some serious work. Faces Void on the bottom lane. Vlad's Diffusal Blade. A classic build. I'm not really sure if it's the build nowadays for Faces Void, but it is still very potent. That extra damage boost, what is it, like 20% damage? 15% damage. For a Gyrocopter, you need every single bit of damage you can get. Since, you know, all the damage you have is applied to everyone. You hit with the Black Cannon. It's quite sweet. Jupiter's going for a Blink Dagger next. Off of this tower kill, won't quite have it. Unless I clicked the wrong guy, which I did. He does have it. Blink Dagger, Faceless Void. He's already been like 100% on the ball with these Chronospheres. Like, actually, you cannot ask for better Chronospheres. Wonder what he's going to go for this time. You have all the setup you need. You can go for a BKB, which is not bad, but then you might be suffering in the damage department. And Talon's 40 attack speed is not too far away. So he may be able to get that for his offensive and then BKB for his defensive purposes and kind of be really well-rounded there. I'm talking a lot about Jupiter, but he's not even on top of the net worth chart. That's Suds, who is in a little bit of trouble versus Goku, but he's got a couple of leaps. Go, Owl Cat. Never mind. You don't even have to do that. You're just going to straight rush the Butterfly, which I mentioned earlier is a okay item in this game. I mean, the evasion is not really going to be that influential. It's just the fact that she's going to be firing off like a machine gun, doing a heavy set of damage into Chronosphere as well. So, I mean, she's kind of leaning on the Chronosphere, the call down to buy her some space to actually right-click in. If the Mirana ever gets hexed or shackled or anything like that, she's pretty dead. It's all about that positioning to try to make sure that that doesn't happen. Arms? He's working on an Orchid. Still has yet to pick that up. Gwynapaine's contribution in this game has been nothing compared to the mid lane of Stars. That's the Mirana. Cannot compare the two at all. Now that she has an Orchid, we'll be able to put a little bit more pressure on the Mirana, technically, but she has a Manta Style, so she can get rid of the Soul Burn immediately. The Faceless Void doesn't have an answer to that, although Manta Style, instead of BKB as his next item, will give him an answer to the Soul Burn. And will also be pretty nice in the Chronosphere with the Diffusal Blade. Again, you get the additional agility, which funnels into your illusions, which can move and attack freely in Chronosphere. Got some options here as Faceless Void. If he wants to play the supporty role, you can very easily go for a Aghanim Scepter. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who likes the Aghanim Scepter. I'm always really, really pleased with it. Whenever I see it, I'm like, wow, that's an incredible item. But I don't see it all that often. Definitely requires a very specific game state where your Faceless Void is kind of forced to go for that supporty role. I don't think that's the case this game. He can afford to not play as a supporty hero. But if he wants to, he can. Radiance up on the Omni Knight. Not a bad item with that mischance. Or, yeah, mischance. The blind, burn, whatever you want to call it. Pretty high value, but the attack speed of the Gyrocopter with the Mask of Madness and a Mirana with the Butterfly will mean that, though they may miss some attacks, they'll be able to get quite a few in. Not a terribly huge deal. Mirana's pushing level 20, Gyrocopter's pushing level 20. Faceless Void is level 19 now. Got some pretty heavy talents coming up. What are the levels looking at on the Radiant? They're a little bit behind here. Omni Knight went for the extra damage, which is really, really nice in specific matchups, and I'm not really sure if this is one of them. Like, you're going to be going up against Bane, which is always really troublesome as far as being a slow and steady right-clicker is concerned. You'll have Enfeeble and Nightmare and all that jazz to deal with. You're up against a Faceless Void and a Mirana, both of whom can just jump away from you, so not the easiest thing to do. Nope, Mirana leaps out, still gets hit with a Soul Burn, not going to do anything. Looking for a Chronosphere perhaps onto Arms. Do force out the time, goddamn it, time lapse. More time things. Timey-wimey game for sure. Jupiter stones that Chronosphere with Sherlock. Without a call down, really shouldn't be sticking around like this. Really what they should be doing is just killing Creep Wave, trying to be very cautious in their approach, Because the bottom lane is where the action's happening, and it might be on to go to, actually. He's going to, well, Lincoln Sphere. Oh, the Chronosphere is going to hit onto nobody. They still grip the Omni Knight. Can they burst him down before the GA comes out? No. He's repelled, so he's able to get the GA off. Sonic Wave will come through, only onto Lil, though. Not taking enough damage, another call down's coming in as well. As Ned is in the middle of everything with Smokescreen onto the Weaver. He has no time lapse. He has no life. He's going to go down. A 3-for-1 so far as Dashka and Arms are going to make a hasty retreat. Dashka will survive, and Arms is long gone. A disastrous Chronosphere there from Stars. Doesn't even matter because of the angle that Midas took there. Chronosphere made this entire area a dead zone. Everyone else from Midas had to go through this extremely tight funnel. You do that, you're facing up against super value smoke screens, super value call downs, flat cannons, all that jazz, Starstorm. And for Midas Club to clump up like that, even with that GA, man, they just got obliterated. There was, man, even with the GA, that's surprising. Like, Stars were just able to kite back enough. Just a testament to how troublesome this talent kind of gameplay-based build here is for the Omni Knight. Getting kited just like that, like, how are we ever going to solve that problem? I can tell you how. You get a basher. It's not really an elegant solution, though. 20 on the gyrocopter. Movement speed is there. Soothes did take the leap talent earlier, so he's using it to get a little bit of extra action onto this tower. Tier 3. First to fall. Soothes will dodge the dagger. Easy peasy. Does take the mana break as well. And they will run into RZS. Soothes doesn't have vision of him. RZS does have vision of Soothes. And he will find the Mirana with the Hex. Shackle, guaranteed. And that will kill off the Mirana. Big kill to be had. Ending a monster kill, in fact. Dashka stole it. Classic Undying Soulrip plays. Still, it's a big, big kill for Midas Club to take at this stage of the game. Their lead they once had, it wasn't huge. It is completely gone now. This gyrocopter had a terrible start. You can barely notice it. Oh my god. I was just looking at his items and like, well, he should have something else besides this, right? Sanjin Yasha Mask of Madness is good for 15 minutes, 20 minutes in, not 30. Not when you're second spot on the net worth chart. You got 7k, what are you going to spend it on? BKB is pretty good here. Mentioned that already for the Faceless Void. It's the same for the gyrocopter. You can go for, let's take a quick sweep. There is evasion from the Omni Knight Radiance. I'm not really sure if MKB is really what you want to be doing there. The attack speed is nice, but it seems like a little bit overkill with Mask of Madness, so you're kind of looking for more damage. I don't think you want a Hurricane Pike. That's not quite necessary in this game. Maybe you do want more attack speed just so you can kill off the Tombstone. You can always go for a Daedalus. That's not bad. You can go for a Bloodthorn. I mean, they accomplish the same thing, just fat damage. I think it's either one of those two or BKB. Assault Cuirass, how good is that? Midas aren't really the most right-clicky team. You can just get a Butterfly as well. Butterfly as a rule of thumb is good on agility heroes. Any agility hero. But Mike, what about Nyx Assassin? No, it's good on Nyx Assassin. There are just items that are better. You guys don't know about the right-click Nyx Assassin. I mean, if you get Aghanims and Butterfly and you burrow with the evasion, you'll just never die. It's literally impossible to kill him. It cannot be done through physical right-clicks, I guess. If you have magic damage, it's possible. But he's holding on to 7,000. That's actually huge, man. He definitely got a lot of cash off of the last fight. But he had to have been holding like at least 3k at the time. So even though he's second place in the net worth, he's closer to the Faceless Void than to the Mirana. Because he has just all this gold. And guys, in general, you don't want to be holding gold in Dota. Because gold, it does nothing. It actually does nothing. It lets you have buyback in this game. It is completely not needed. There is no interest. There's no compound interest in Dota. How crazy would that be, though? You gotta spend that gold. You want to hold buyback, fine, but still, how much gold do you have? 6,600 surplus? Bro, make a decision. Maybe the courier is dead, so maybe that's why he's not making a decision. I don't know what you would get that you need from the base, though, that you can't also just start getting in the secret shop. Butterfly, Hyperstone. BKB would be the item, I guess. The item that you cannot get at all at the secret shop. Weaver, Diffusal Blade into the MKB of his own. Trying to soft counter that Butterfly. And they are looking for maybe a setup on top. Jupiter, he's going for an MKB of his own. Looking for that True Strike. Looks like that's the preferred way of dealing with this evasion. Not going to go for any Bloodthorn. You can get accuracy from that as well. Swarm is going to connect to a couple, spot out the Roche. Soothes, though, with the Hammer of Thor on the way. Actually, no, not completely on the way. BKB. It will be a Bloodthorn for the Gyrocopter after all. That gives you accuracy. Actually, does it give you accuracy or just have True Strike? It gives you True Strike. I guess True Strike is just super accuracy. Accuracy is technically what the MKB gives. I don't know what the item terminology is these days. This gives you, Bloodthorn gives you 100% accuracy. MKB gives you like 70% accuracy. Where's MKB? 75% accuracy. Whatever. 70, 75, it's all the same. It's all gonna help these heroes kind of ignore the Omni Knight and his Radiance, as well as that Shine from the Undying that's now up as well. That should just about be all the evasion that's up for the moment. It does seem like a little bit overkill, but whatever works. Oh, hello, new item PogChamp. Nullifier, Nullifier. 666 for not really many of these guys. They're not really super reliant on their items. They're mostly just, you know, susceptible to just being disabled first thing. Like, yeah, these are offensive items for the Quap. Disabling them doesn't do much. Not really sure about that one, but either way, Arms is going to get jumped. Is going to see everyone coming. Blinks up to the north. Has a lot of heroes here in safety. They will also be able to spot out the Weaver with the Dust as he is leaving. And oh, Soul Ren is going to chunk down the Undying. Here comes Chronosphere. Maybe. No, just beating down the Shadow Shaman instead. Oh, the Omni Knight forces into the smoke screen. Still gets the GA off. And it will kill off the Gyrocopter as well as the Faceless Void. Ned is going to jump in towards Soothes, but the GA is holding this time. And it will be a 3-for-1 exchange as Soothes is on the way out. Is going to Manta Style dodge and with his illusions do a lot of damage, but not quite enough. Is going to Moonlight Shadow for his own escape. That'll cost Stars a hell of a lot. That is what happens when you run into a Shadow Shaman. Bad things happen. No Chronosphere used either. Oh, arrow lands onto Roche. That was all planned. Here comes the Chronosphere onto 2. Where's the damage output? It's going to be into the Queen of Pain, but she has a Shiva's Guard. Dashka will survive, gets purified, and the Queen of Pain will blink out. Can they kill off Samurai? Can they kill off anyone here? They will be able to, but the Faceless Void is going to die back for it. Soothes as well, not entirely healthy, although here comes the Gyrocopter. The missile is chasing after the Queen of Pain. She'll teleport out. She'll be just fine. That's 2 buybacks expensed from Stars in a super costly engagement. Now, first of all, it's over, Anakin. Midas Club has the high ground. Your Stars over here fighting up this direction. You're at a huge disadvantage. You don't have the vision. You're going to deal with that mischance. It's bad. You can't land the Chronosphere. Your Gyrocopter went for a pure damage item. He has 2,000 HP. But with 2 pure damage items in his inventory, he's just not durable to walk up the high ground like that. Plus, the Omni Knight gets a GA onto absolutely everyone. It's rough, man. It's absolutely rough. Holy crap. The Bane has a Solar Crest. Did not expect that. Now, Stars do still have quite a bit of a lead here. But they are going to maybe lose their Miranda. They really can't afford this. Smokescreen is not going to help all that much. She has leap charges, but she's dead. Soul Ren goes onto the Queen of Pain. They will focus down the Weaver instead. Instantly, he's going to buy back. They'll pick off the Shadow Shaman on the chase as well. And Ricky is on the case for Undying. He's going to grab the kill, and hey, he gets a free Tombstone as well. Everyone and their mom buying back at this stage. The Swarm will fly out, not attach onto anyone. They do Smokescreen the Weaver a little bit late. Here comes a blink in from the Omni Knight into 4 heroes. He's magic immune, but not physical immune. The body blocks from the Ricky gets obliterated by the pure damage of the Purify as well as a Sonic Wave. But well worth the plays. Is going to guarantee an Aegis. Oh, the attempted steal. Arms is going to get woken up. Grabs the cheese. Eats the cheese. Still goes down, but denies the cheese at least. Oh, Serpent Ward's coming in, killing off the Aegis, but immediately RCS is picked off as well. Can somebody say Clown Fiesta? I have no idea what the hell this past minute and a half of gameplay was, but I'll tell you what, the end result is that Stars come out on top. No one gets the Aegis or cheese or anything. They all use it. It's all gone. But the Dire do pick off the Roche, so they get the gold. They force out more buybacks. They have more heroes to survive, and they have the momentum with another Chronosphere in backup. And they can just deploy it immediately on a Weaver with no issue whatsoever. They do see him. Chronosphere does give True Sight. Purify comes in. They will drop the GA to save the Weaver. And Jupiter, well, you have a time walk out. Long time walk at this point, as Lil is going to be left behind. Sherlock with the Flak Cannon switched on. Turned up to maximum. Lands a missile onto the Omnight with the Soul Rend there. Look at the damage. He's missing a lot, actually. The Soul Rend wears off. Thanks to the Solar Crest, they can't get him, but they already took the rack, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not really sure if they care. Suze will TP out. Jupiter, jump away, will be still in a lot of danger, actually. He'll drop, giving up the gem to Midas. But we could see, even though Midas kind of rallied, take the team fight afterwards, it's still Stars picking off the racks, and that is another Sari is drawn on the map, and that is what Stars came for. Is going to cost them an absolute truck ton. Like, that's a lot, man. That is a lot of gold to give away, and now no one has buyback, except for Bane. How does Bane have buyback and no one else does? That makes no sense. But still, Stars crack in really hard. They have to worry about the crack back. Losing the Mirana here is an absolute disaster. Shadow Shaman has an Invis rune. Sudes, oh, he's in so much trouble right now, but oh no, never mind. They get baited by the illusion. Losing Sudes there would have been a Raxon trade for sure. Ricky and Mirana aren't really great high ground defenders, and everyone else from Midas are pushing in. Serpent Wards will be up soon. Fortification is available. The arrow will be absorbed by the repel. Fortification is there. Ricky's going to jump in. Just a little bit of harassment damage with his ultimate. He's going to die for this. He's going to get immediately hexed up, and yeah, he's pretty dead. Oh, the Nightmare! That was pretty slick, but still Arms gets the kill. Tower will fall. Can they equalize the racks? Looks like they will be able to. Stars going in a little bit too ham earlier. Is going to cost them melee racks. Arrow coming in. Will tag onto the Omni Knight. He's going to get glimmered out. He'll be fine. Force Staff the wrong way, though. Does still get the blink off. And now here comes Jupiter. Has a Chronosphere. The time lapse on the Weaver is going to bring him into a really bad spot. Gets gripped. Was getting caught part of your plan, Weaver? Not really sure if it should have been. Dashka will just wander out of there. And the racks, I guess we could say, is kind of won by Stars since it's a full set versus only melee. But ultimately, the mid lane is now equalized. That's what happens when everyone buys back for just random ass fights. The Mirana, though, 2 arrows and the Chronosphere deployed. Where's the arrow? Coming in just in time. Omni Knight is going to get his soul rended apart by the gyrocopter. In case you guys aren't wondering, that's the Bloodthorn active. You're welcome. He's still going for a pretty glass cannon-y build. No Weaver, though. No Omni. These structures are going to be taken down through backdoor protection. Sure, why not? Call down is going to be used for reasons. And the racks on bottom lane will be taken out for free, it looks like. Now, fortunately for Midas, they still have a tier 2 top lane, so they're not going to be facing up against Megas just yet. My god, though. This Faceless Void's effective initiation range is huge. Time Walk, yeah, well, there's the circle. With a Blink Dagger on top of that, it's absolutely massive. If he is anywhere within like 2 screens of the fight, he will be able to join it. Tower down. Still 40 seconds left with no Omni Knight, and Stars are destroying buildings left and right. Mirana can go fishing with arrows. She'll just send her illusions after the Mirana. Arrows all missed, and the Shadow Strike wave goes out. Sue's gonna BKB and just charge in, looking for the Tombstone, but he actually has no more leap charges. Suze, what have you done? He'll run out of there. He'll be fine. Sonic Wave will clip onto Ned, but that's about it. They have Moonlight Shadow, and now it's time to run. That stunt, that was not, I don't understand why that play was made. Didn't really seem worth it to me, but you know what? That's fine. The heroes are respawning anyway. Sooth is using his leap charges way too liberally right now. Like, this cooldown on leap is actually really long. Nullifier. I'm just gonna mouse over for you guys. It mutes, which means that the items are disabled. It dispels them as well, though. So, I mean, items, as far as disabling items, like, irrelevant, kind of relevant, but not really. BKB on the Queen of Pain, muting that is really nice. But really, you just want to be able to get rid of that GA or repel on whoever you're targeting, and then soul rend them, and then blast them. I'm not really sure if it's good on Gyrocopter. First time seeing it on this hero in particular, but Nullifier is very much so like Heaven's Halberd or Sheepstick. Like, if it's in the right matchup, it's going to be a good item, regardless of who's holding it.
Radiant's bottom shrine
I do think a Gyrocopter needs to pick up a little more durability though. It does give you a little bit of armor, 5, which is not bad, but it's not really the armor that's the problem here. It's the fact that you're just getting hit with huge chunks of magic and pure damage. Blink Dagger is not going to solve that, but replace Kilo with Blink Dagger. Get a Satanic instead of Mask of Madness, and maybe you got Stew going.
Has fallen.
Arms pushing in towards Sheepstick. Stu's gonna get some True Strike of his own, some accuracy, excuse me, of his own. What does Ned have? Oh baby, Diffusal Blade Basher. Now, Diffusal Blade is one of the best ways, one of the most cost-effective ways of getting agility in one item slot. Best being Ethereal Blade. So it's really cost-effective as an item for Ricky. With the Basher as well. An X-Factor random stun can definitely change the tide of a fight. First of all, though, we had Soothes and Lil teamed up. Oh ho ho! GG Rune. Okay, Mirana has a Butterfly Man style. He gets quite a bit of extra damage from that. You know, the casual 500 damage a pop. I wonder if they noticed that. No one pinged that. You don't want to get hit with this as Mirana. She will just destroy you. Everyone on Midas, they're stuck in their base, and stars are slowly closing in. Blink Dagger is purchasable by Sherlock. I do think that Satanic is superior at this stage. If you're just looking to make that final push for high ground, maybe even BKB is a consideration. He is still very glass cannon. Being able to nullify someone and soul rend them does kind of prevent the same situation that we saw earlier in this fight from happening. Good. If you want someone dead as Gyrocopter, my god, you will be able to kill them. Like, no matter what. Unless you die first, which is, of course, the reason why I'm advocating lifesteal and magic immunity and stuff like that. Jupiter knows what's up. I like this build quite a bit. Get the accuracy, get the attack speed. MKB on Faceless Void. Used to be, you know, whatever an item you get for the True Strike. But now with the attack speed, gets so much better for this hero in particular because of Time Lock. Yeah, didn't go for the attack speed, obviously 20. We'll have some options now. Chronosphere AoE is disgustingly huge. 175 additional doesn't sound like it, but like, how big is a Chronosphere right now? It's like that. 175 is like, not at all like what I just drew, but you know, it's huge. I can't show it to you guys because you'll have to cast it. But it's absolutely massive. 25% backtrack is pretty good as well, but sometimes you just gotta land them fat chronos. This is a Refresher Shard Roshan. And if your stars, specifically Jupiter, man, you are looking at this with absolute glee and delight. What's better than 2 fat-ass Chronospheres? I don't know. It's gonna be hard to top. Oh, he's ready for it. Show me 2 of them, Jupiter. Show me those giant blue spheres of death. This is going to be... This better be incredible. Last time I saw a Refresher Shard, it was wasted. Oh, God. Yeah, I could probably do a little more of an accurate drawing, but it is so big. It's Chronosphere, and there's 2 of them. He could actually just, like, Chronosphere the entire base. Like, it's actually insane what he can do with that. How far away he is as well. Oh, here it comes. Arrows will be fanned out. Chronosphere. Nope, no Chronosphere. He has no way of removing this soul burn, but he'll just get glimmered out. No big deal. In the back, here comes the Weaver. Huge Chronosphere onto the... Well, the grip will be canceled very early. Where's the second Chronosphere? Not going to deploy it just yet. They're going to take down the on-back. Force out a buyback. Faces Void, a little bit of trouble, though. He's going to get dropped before he can drop that second Chronosphere. Sue's BKB just standing his ground. He has the cheese as well, but up against GA can't do any damage. The Gyrocopter can only nullify one guy. The call down is going to be deployed to try to slow him down, but he too will fall. As well as the Bane in trouble, he'll drop his gem. Little arrows will fly out. Sue's going to try to go once again for the Omnite, who gets muted by the Nullifier. But now that the Mirana's in a little trouble, Soulburn once again is used, and they'll clean house. A full 5-man wipe as stars. It's a rampage for arms of all heroes. Gets every single one of them. Cashes in huge, and stars, they scramble for answers. The Faceless Void doesn't have his BKB yet, so otherwise would have been just fine in that situation. Just BKB and continue onwards with Chronospheres. Mirana damage output is still very high. The Gyrocopter, I'm not really sure where he was. Seems like he was a little bit late to that party. Weaver, definitely very slippery and a very high damage hero. Super slippery now that he has the additional Shikuchi movement speed talent as well. Do we have any other level 25s? It looks like we already went through most of them. Queen of Pain has hers, but it's really all about that. Oh, she actually picked up the Spell Life Steal. The AoE Shadow Trick instead of the Spell Life Steal earlier. The Fear is going to be quite nice as well. Should be blocked by BKB. They're just going to go straight for the Jugular. 3 buybacks available on Stars with the Ricky and Bane on the way soon. They will probably lose a tier 4 tower here, but that's not the end of the world. Gyrocopter, though, has to be very careful about how he approaches. Dashka is going to get tagged with the arrow. Is there any true sight? Well, the creep wave is going to be cleared up here. Undying is going to just fade off the Glimmer Cape and gets nullified to boot. Oh, the missile, did it really just target the Tombstone? Did I see that correctly, or was it the corpse? I don't know. I don't think it could target the Tombstone. It looked like it. They'll pick off the Undying, and he is down for 75 seconds. That is essentially down for good. Forces out a couple of buybacks. Those we're still on the buyback screen. The Faceless Void has his. No one else on the Dire side, though. So if they lose one fight, they will lose, depending on how bad the fight goes. It will be very close to just straight losing the game.
Death's bounty.
So they have to be incredibly careful here. 7 minutes on the 2 cores of Stars. Gotta wait for BKBs, I think, on the Gyrocopter, on the Faceless Void. He's not buying it. Obviously, he's saving for buyback. He has, again, a badass Chronosphere. There it is, onto 3 heroes. Damage focusing in onto the Weaver. He bought back earlier, and he is actually gonna have a buyback as well. He's fine still. And it's Jupiter landing the 2nd Chronosphere. There's no follow-up, though. Where is it? 2 arrows land, but there's no damage follow-up. Where is everybody? Sherlock's right-clicking in. The Mirana is just right-clicking in the racks instead of the heroes. That's the bad decision. They will keep the Gyrocopter alive, albeit just barely. But now it's the Mirana in quite a bit of trouble. She will fall, as well as the Bane. Stars, they made a terrible decision there. You land a Chronosphere like that, you gotta kill him. Maybe it's not in range. Maybe the Chronosphere is so big the Mirana from here like can't fire in, but I'm pretty sure that she could have fired in. At least they say the Gyrocopter, but man, the Mirana trying to rush down racks, that is not how you win this game. When everyone's spending buybacks, the way you win this game is by straight killing the enemy heroes. Then you're free to do whatever the hell you want. Mirana's down for 80, Bane's down for 50, and Midas are once again pushing in the mid lane. There will probably be another Chronosphere in time. That was the double Chronosphere, essentially only one Chronosphere getting any sort of value. But this is a very similar situation to what we just saw. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, well, Queen of Pain is going to spend the last buyback. Gets assassinated by the Gyrocopter again. If he wants someone dead, they are dead. But they're going to go whole hog in. Chronosphere in 30. Oh, this is going to be a photo finish, guys. Midas are going in straight for the Jugular. From the back is a Ricky. Here comes Jupiter with the BKB up. Finally, dilates a couple of heroes, but is kind of getting kited right now. Is going to get a couple lucky bashes onto the Weaver. Can they kill off the bug? They will be able to. Jupiter's still alive. And Sherlock is full HP in the background. Tombstone is going to be cleared up. No problem whatsoever. The Ancient, though exposed, is alive. And with Weaver down for 114 seconds, Stars, I think, can make a play here. They will find the Queen of Pain. There is a grip available. Where you going, Quap? Straight into the grave. She's muted. She's rended. She's down for 2 minutes. And Jupiter has a Chronosphere. Time Walk in. Has a Omni Knight in his sights. No, does he? He should. I think he does. No, maybe not. There will be an Observer Ward seeing him soon. He's too far at this point. But the Gyrocopter... the Gyrocopter doing the damage from a range. Jupiter, as well as Ned's Basher. Again, that X factor. You never know when a random bash is going to come in through tricks of the trade. Sometimes it'll just screw you over, and it certainly screwed the Weaver over. Mirana has traveled, right? She is 15 gold short of travels. Gold per minute. Go! Travels. Got him. Okay, Mirana's coming in. They're looking for the GG push. Killing off this creep is huge. They can't get it. Soothe is in the fight. Full 5v3 mode. And I don't think this 3 mode... Oh, they dodged the Chronosphere. That's a good start. But is it going to be good enough? Because the Chronosphere is going to get obliterated. They're going to go straight in for the win. RZS in the meantime gets picked off by mostly super creeps. Jupiter's gonna BKB, trying to man fight this Omni with the bashes coming in. GA is forced out. Nullifier, not gonna be happening. They missed the arrows onto Dashka. How the hell did that happen? Still 30 seconds left for Weaver. Jupiter, can they cheese him out? Yes, they can with the Purification, but it'll cost them an Undying and should cost them as well an Omni Knight. No, not quite. He'll be able to back off. Soothe and Sherlock going straight in for the win. I think they have it. Sherlock, stop hitting creeps. Hit the Ancient. They'll mute the Omni Knight. It doesn't really do all that much, though. Gets it with the arrow, and they'll call it GG. Whew. They don't even finish the Ancient. Everyone just leaves. Okay. Okay. That was a game. We had 3 really bad, really stompy 20-minute games, and then we had a real game. 41-42, buybacks, Clown Fiesta fully turned on. Ultimately, though, Stars, that Nullifier, Soul Rend combo, that's backbreaking, man. I still think opting for some survivability would have helped him a lot there, but yeah, I think we got to say Jupiter, below average for this hero. Now, bullshit, man. This was an insane Faceless Void performance. In that last fight specifically, he did a lot of work, as well as this Ricky. And Midas Club, they put up a hell of a fight as well. And that's as promised, guys. I said at the beginning of this series, this one's going to be a lot closer than the earlier of the day. But this is going to be a 2-0 for Midas Club, for Stars. Midas Club does not win this, for Stars. And once again, we'll have a Stars versus Sacred matchup for the finals. That one should be really good. The first time that they saw each other, it was a really good set. Second time, I gotta assume, is a good set as well. That's gonna be happening tomorrow, but I am not going to be casting that one. I don't know who is going to, but rest assured, I'm sure they'll do a great job. I'm done for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed the casting, the SA region will clean up in the next couple days. NA is starting on the 24th. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American bros and sisters out there. I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on Twitter at MikeLoris. Stuff like that. I don't know. This game just broke my brain. I'll see you guys next time. GG.